Doctors have long relied on smoking history to decide who gets screened for lung cancer, but here's the problem. More than half of people diagnosed with the disease every year wouldn't have qualified for that screening at all. Now researchers at Mass General Brigham Cancer Institute and MIT are using AI to try to change that. Standard lung cancer screening exists through a low-dose CT scan, but only about 20% of people who are eligible for screening actually get checked. While some organizations have since expanded their guidelines, until 2022, standard guidelines say CT scans are warranted only for people ages 50 to 80 who have smoked heavily and either still smoke or quit less than 15 years ago.
Half of people diagnosed with lung cancer in the US every year would not have met the criteria for screening.
Doctors at Mass General Brigham Cancer Institute are working to close that gap. Working with engineers at MIT, they developed an AI tool called Sybil, which can analyze a single CT scan and generate a risk score, predicting the likelihood of a person developing lung cancer over any period up to 6 years. In 2023, its developers reported that Sybil was between 86 and 94% accurate in telling which patients were at high risk and which were at low risk of developing cancer within a year.
What Sybil is doing is something that the radiologist can't do, which is try and predict what's going to happen a year from now, 2 years from now, that may not be on the image today.
Sybil works through pattern recognition, trained on tens of thousands of scans to find biological signals invisible to the human eye.
If someone has a CAT scan today and Sybil gives it a high risk score, what does that mean for the person? Should we be treating them in a different way now to mitigate their risk, to lower the chances of this happening to them in the future? We don't know if it will work in that way, but that's what we're hoping.
Sybil isn't approved for routine clinical use outside of trials, but it is being used in research projects at about a dozen U.S. hospitals and in more than 30 countries around the world.
They tried this window, and this was the one that they just went to town on this window.
Thieves are trying to cheat the game, swiping cards from this carry business.
They went through the cases, they just basically shoveled cards into their arms and into the bags.
Not just any cards, playing cards.
Pokemon, Magic, those are the two biggest things they were looking for. They didn't even go over to the sports side.
Co-owner of Triangle Area Trading Cards, Adam Reynolds, said they made off with $45,000 worth.
Pokemon's the hottest thing in the world right now. If you have cards from years ago, they're worth maybe a couple $1,000, couple $100, who knows, but it's big money right now.
The games grew more popular during the pandemic, so the cards grew in price too. Card Ladder data shows some Pokemon cards more than doubled their value over the past year.
Well, these are the jewels of the card world, right? I mean, Pokemon cards, you can take one of these Pokemon cards or Magic cards and you can go sell it to the next door and nobody's going to know because there's no way to really trace it.
Despite the demand, the love of the game is what keeps their doors open. Thieves have broken their windows, not their passion for playing.
We're a local business, but we're a small family-owned business as well. So even though it stings right now, this community and this hobby is super resilient.
A lack of hotel bookings for the World Cup could hurt Kansas City the most. A report from the American Hotel and Lodging Association reveals far less people could visit Kansas City for the World Cup than leaders expected. According to AHLA's report, close to 80% of respondents say hotel bookings are tracking below initial forecasts, and close to 90% in Kansas City. The report cites FIFA's room block commitment creating an artificial demand signal, along with visa barriers and geopolitical concerns.
It's important to keep in mind the timing of everything and the nature of this event.
Andrea O'Hara is the executive director of the Hotel and Lodging Association of Greater Kansas City. She says they expect last-minute bookings in the weeks ahead.
It's important to understand that this visitor is different than your typical convention goer or your typical sporting event. What we're hearing is they're booking more last minute. And there are things that contribute to that. Number one, FIFA is still releasing ticket sales.
KC 2026 Director of Regional Impact, Tracy Welpley, echoed that statement last week, saying they expect more people to drive to Kansas City.
We know that those U.S. Residents, show up for this event, and that would give us confidence they will for this one as well.
Director of Market Research at Visit KC, Derek Detter, said in a statement that booking data shows positive indicators on the horizon with the KCI airport, and the fact that Google Flight data shows there is significant interest in the destination.
I would say, temper any quick knee-jerk reaction to that. We're smack dab in the middle of the country. That makes it easy for people to get to and from.
O'Hara says the numbers from this report tell a story, but not the complete story.
We'll wait and see what happens, but I think, we're remaining positive and hopeful.